Hey there Titanfall legends, my name is Geardude here today with the latest patch notes for March 30th, 2017, being released alongside the Colony Reborn DLC. Included is game balances and bug fixes. I'll mention the most notable points, but if you would like to read about every change, I've linked the full list in the description. Right before getting into the patch though, some new leaks have surfaced from the in-game code on PC. I'll be going over that first. If you would like to skip to the patch changes, go to this timestamp in the video. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanguard Titans look to be coming, as a whole lot of info on them in game code on the PC have been found. The primary weapon is the XO16 chain gun, as found in Titanfall 1, as well as the campaign in Titanfall 2. Offensive is Rocket Salvo, launches an unguided rocket swarm. Defensive, Energy Siphon. Description reads, slows enemies and generates shields. Heavily armored targets generate more shield. The utility is called Rearm. Description reads, refreshes the cooldown of your dash, ordnance, and defensive ability. And the core is Upgraded Core, recharges your Titan shields and upgrades your Titan. Then there's two levels in regards to the Vanguards. Level 1, Rapid Rearm. Rearm activates in only 0.1 seconds instead of 0.5 seconds. Maelstrom increases electric smoke DPS against pilots from 45 to 90, and DPS, which is damage per second by the way, against Titans from 450 to 1350. Energy Transfer Field, Energy Siphon's explosion radius increases from 3 feet to 25 feet. Level 2, Multi-Target Missile System, replaces your ordnance with the MTMS. Then a superior chassis is listed, but the details are unknown. Arc Round loads your XO16 with electrified rounds for apparently increased damage. Details are a little vague. For the Titan-specific kits, Rearm decreases rearm cooldown from 17.6 seconds to 10 seconds. Missile Racks increases rockets fired by the rocket salvo from 6 to 12 and improves firing speed. Unknown how it will affect MTMS when equipped. Shield, details are unknown, but most likely the Vanguard will deploy an overshield. Core meter, details unknown once again, and Doom, details unknown. Also, a prime model for the Titan has been found in the database already. It's noted that there are separate voice entries for Vanguard and BT, and that's everything on the Vanguard Titans. With this much information now included in the game code, I think it's incredibly likely we're going to actually see this be released. In the previous leak last month, a wave-based mode was discovered that sounded like Frontier Defense. Well, the game mode has been expanded upon and is actually referenced as Frontier Defense internally. It may have a different name when fully released, however. For the NPCs, there are elite guards as well as specialists, and the specialists seem to be using the phase shift pilot model and spawn with L-stars and ticks as an ordnance. Mortar and Nuke Titans seem to be returning, using Tone and Scorch as their bases respectively. We will be defending a Harvester once again, just as in the first game. There seems to be a MOBA-style internal leveling system, with players choosing a path of tactical and following upgrades to their tactical. The tacticals themselves are phase shift, grapple, and something by the name of sword block. Leveling the grappling hook in PvE will increase the effectiveness, line length, and the maximum level charging throw will make the hook explode on impact. Leveling phase shift in PvE will at the maximum level allow the player to charge their shift, creating an explosion upon unshifting. Leveling the sword block in PvE increases the sword's lunge range, and at the maximum level, even allows damage to Titans with the sword. And that is everything on Frontier Defense as of now. Looks like that will be coming as more has been added to it, just like the Vanguard Titans. For the other previously leaked game modes, it appears they have moved along in development. Communication lines and emoticons look nearly complete as the announcement text is already in the text banks. Some of the lines and commands are thanks, nice shot, enemy spotted, kaboom, kiss, champagne, and heart, with a few others as well. Lastly, two more features support for zooming in and out of the minimap, and the option to invite friends to a network from within the game. As of now, this is only possible through the Titanfall website. The game balances include changes to the following pilot weapons. Starting with the Thunderbolt, the damage per hit has been increased. Damage pulses at a faster rate, substantially reduce the area of effectiveness size to Titans, and reduce the missile speed. So it mix of buffs and nerfs. For the charge rifle, Charge Hack mod is now a quick shot mod instead of instant shot. And then finally for the pilot weapons, the MASTIFF has had the SPEEDLOADER mod on it be fixed. For tactical abilities, for Holo Pilot, it now has the name and a health bar of the owner pilot. It now also pulses randomly on the minimap, and it will give a subtle audio cue to the owner when the Holo Pilot is destroyed. And a big change that I'm sure is going to spark a decent discussion is the amped wall can now be destroyed. For Titans, there were 2 general adjustments made to all of them. Reduce the amount of core meter generated by dealing damage to Titans, and remove the icon on top of a battery that would appear after a pilot stole a battery via rodeo. For Scorch specifically, increase the base duration of Thermal Shield, reduce the increased duration of Inferno Shield kit so its total duration stays the same. Fuel for Fire kit now reduces the cooldown of Firewall instead of increasing its duration, and fixed a bug where Firewall and Flame Core was still being extinguished by electric smoke. Moving to game modes, Attrition. Enemy NPCs appear on the minimap in Attrition. For Titanfall 1 veterans, all pilots have Minion Detector. In Last Titan Standing, balanced the locations of batteries that were heavily favoring one team and adjusted other battery positions relative to those being balanced, and restricted live fire and LTS max draw rounds to 3. For live fire, adjusted live fire scoring priority, so kills now count higher than flag captures, certainly a big change there. You will now instantly steal the flag when executing an enemy flag carrier in live fire, and live fire mode will now wait until all players have connected before starting the first round. There are some new features and general changes. The featured mode is now Colony 24/7, added random pilot execution option. This will choose a random execution out of the ones you have unlocked, and Advocate gifts now default to rewarding random cosmetic items instead of credits. This should help players who primarily play one type of loadout get more cosmetic rewards. Coliseum improvements added new introduction ceremony, added 9 new victory animations, and player now automatically wins Coliseum match if opponent disconnects. To make an additional note about Coliseum, it's not noted in the official list here that I'm reading from, but the loadout in Coliseum has now been changed to the MASTIFF, the SMR, ticks, and stim. Lastly, for gameplay fixes, various fixes to improve overall movement, various improvements to pilot melee. Silenced pistols are now properly amped, arc grenades can now be thrown through the passable side of the amped wall, fixed Titans warping to the floor when disembarking in mid-air. And as I did mention at the beginning of the video, there are a few points that I missed, but if you would like to read about them, I've linked the entire list down below in the description of this video. Today's question of the day: what changes are you most glad to see, and what do you disagree with? Feel free to let us know in the comments below, or answer silently in your head. My name is Jaredude, and until next time, stand by for Titanfall.